In a day and age where personal interactions and businesses are no longer limited to skill and acumen, these are not the only quality you need to succeed if you want to be a businessman or even a politician for that matter. Social fare, styling, grooming etiquettes, networking, impressive communication skills, and how you present yourself in front of other people, be it while speaking at a public forum or trying to pitch your business idea to an investor. They all have become a very important aspect of how you are seen by the people you talk to. Now, let me tell you something. Those days of being ordinary are long gone, because to make you not so ordinary, we have today a special guest named Konkana Bakshi. She is a former Miss India Elegance, a successful businesswoman, and of course, a friend with whom I lost a bit of a touch in recent years. But then again, today, on the occasion of Women's Day, we decided to come on board together and talk about how a woman can run a business, how a woman can be an entrepreneur, how a woman can be free, and how a woman can make someone better out of her home. Also, that whole notion of a woman being just a homemaker or being confined to the four walls, that was broken long back. But to take it to the next level, we have people like Konkana Bakshi. As I told you, we did lose touch in between, but then again, today on the occasion of Women's Day, she's here with us and she's going to talk about all the things that I just shared with you. So let's go ahead and start the interview. Hi Konkana, how have you been? It's been a long time. I don't even remember when was the last time we met. About 5 years, 6 years, 7, 10 years back. I don't even
No,
remember.
it's about we met. I think we've interacted with each other in 2015. That's the year I lost my mom. So that's when I think I remember interacting with you. Yes, but it's so good
So
to see you. I'm so proud of you.
thank you so
Seriously,
much. And as I was telling you, I'm actually a bit nervous with this particular interview, especially when you have to interview a strong woman on the occasion of Women's Day. So obviously you feel a little weirded out. So pardon me if I look a little nervous. But tell me, how has business been so far? We will talk about your academy. We will talk about your journey as an entrepreneur. But how did it all start from being into beauty pageants from Miss India to being a businesswoman now? How did it all happen to you?
it's a beautiful transition. In fact, I absolutely love being an entrepreneur. I enjoy doing business. I enjoy running my academy. I enjoy teaching as an etiquette and image consultant. It's a beautiful transition. As much as I enjoyed the beauty pageant world when I was much younger, the advertorial world, the advertisement world, I equally and more enjoy the entrepreneurial world. Um, I started Savoir Faire Academy, as you know, in 2013. And it was all by default. I went to a finishing school way before I started Savoir Faire Academy as a luxury finishing school in Mumbai. I went to Switzerland, I went to London, and I went to America. Switzerland for social etiquette, London to become an image consultant. And I went to America to do a specialized sort of course and get a degree on advanced business etiquette, because a lot of my clients are from the C suite level executives, from the corporate world. So for
Okay.
me, I never really wanted to offer anything very basic in India, because there are many finishing school, there are many
Hmm.
etiquette consultants and consultancy agency. They're doing fabulously well. Um, and on a basic level, they're great ones. I always knew that I have to carve a niche, I can't cater to everyone, but there is a niche crowd who would still want to send their children before joining the family business, to a finishing school, just to understand the importance of business etiquette and negotiation skills and all of that. And I knew that this is the niche that I wanted to carve. And touche, God has been kind. And it took me 7 years to build the company, but I think I'm very happy with how it is going.
Now, you started your academy with training for businesses and corporate etiquettes, but I believe you have expanded into different domains also. There is more to the academy than just these two verbiage that I just used.
Yes. So I started corporate, I started business etiquette only. And then
Hmm.
I have transitioned to image transformation, which we specialize right now because I became an image consultant from London, and
Okay.
I have very good private clients.
Hmm.
Who we guarantee the transformation, and we also sign an NDA, so we don't reveal we don't disclose their identity because they come from sensitive background, from top league business families, industrialist, political family, stock kids,
Hmm.
the celebrity world, etc. So
Hmm.
they value the fact that we sign an NDA, and we always respect their privacy. And the consultancy, all the sessions are conducted one on one with me,
Hmm.
and all the employees in Savoir Academy also sign a very strict MDA that they do not reveal our guest name outside. And I think that is why our guests value us very much, and they feel very comfortable because whatever they come here for a transformation, not only visual but also business, interaction, communication, and they all come from backgrounds that they can't afford to sort of tell the whole world. So, and I think that faith is there between my clients and I, and I think that's why they value us, and I'm very, very fortunate.
Now, you talked about faith. How faithful you were when it came to shifting from being a beauty queen to being an entrepreneur. Did you actually did you ever thought that it's going to be difficult? I'll have to
Mm, not
slog a
at all.
little extra because I don't want to sound cliched over here, but society generally thinks beauty and brain they generally do not match. Yeah, both rare combination hota
No,
hai.
no,
Did you
I think
find that kind of a situation?
no, no. I think the world is changing on an exponential manner. I think the girls in today's world, the 21st century women, there is nothing called beauty if beauty is not their brain is there. No, no, nothing. Beauty
Hmm.
with brain is the only asset that you can have today.
Hmm.
Beauty is less important, brain is more.
Hmm.
And beauty is God given, but what you do with that beauty is up to you, you see. And uh, beauty pageant world was fantastic because I learned so much about uh, international interaction. I learned so much interacting with 75, 76 country all over the world. And whenever I went for an international pageant, for example, I got to
Hmm.
interact with loads and loads of other beauty queens, and which gave me a great understanding on cultural awareness globally. That knowledge and that sort of little bit of education, I actually brought it from the beauty pageant world, and I internalized it in my business. Yes, but I am from a business background, so I knew always that I can't really be. I never really wanted to be in the modeling world for too long. It was a hobby, it was a passion. I did it for fun. I enjoyed looking at myself in magazines and newspapers, etc. Uh, Running by the press, it's fun, but it was not something that I wanted to do for a very long time. And I left the pageant world when I was 19. In fact, I went to Miss India when I was 19, and after that, I joined my mom's business, and then the transition happened. I was working with my mom in the diamond industry, and that's how, by the way, Savoir Fest started. I don't know if you know this story, but one of the
I
diamond
am aware, but for the viewers, I would love you to share.
Okay, so actually, one of the diamond merchant sort of was hosting a very important personality called Mr. Martin Rappaport, who grades the
Okay.
diamond in the Rappaport. So people who are from the diamond industry would obviously know him.
Hmm.
The Rappaport grades the diamond every year, and Mr. Rappaport was in town, and this particular gentleman was very keen on hosting in an appropriate manner. And I was known as Mrs. Bakshi's daughter, you see. And this gentleman comes to me and said, you have a little bit of a refinement compared to the other kids. Would you like to host this man? He's a very important person for me. And I hosted him at the Trident BKC, and he was very impressed. He came with his two sons, and it was a great success. So then every single uh, diamond merchant from diamond industry started to, presenting me with different sort of um, um, uh, help when it comes to communication or interview skills or
Hmm.
image or anything related to refinement, basically, and mannerism. And then I thought, okay, so there is a market that I can sort of try and tap. and that's how I started Savoir Academy. The first year, I did a workshop at the Trident, Nariman Point, at the Four Seasons, and BKC. It was all, I didn't teach that time. I had Janti Rhodes on board, Mrs. Merchant, I had Dilip Cherian, I had very senior consultants on board who were teaching, and I was just running the company. I was 21-year-old. Nobody would have taken me
Hmm.
seriously. So I just ran the company, and I got great encouragement from very seasoned businessmen and business houses. When I went to tap, when I went to pitch the idea, I just went. Nobody knew that I'm a 21, 22-year-old kid. They understood there is an idea that I'm presenting to them, and I told them the value of investing in your employees, because they are the brand ambassadors for you, and they are the one who are representing your brand. And it worked for first year, and then I obviously evaluated that business idea from the corporate to the private clients and the transformation. So now we are doing corporates, we are doing private clients that I take care of myself.
Mhm.
Bright to be, we have a big market for family business air, because after MBA they are joining the family business, and they want a certain refinement before they are introduced to the board, and so yeah,
Hmm.
it works out.
Now that you've mentioned 19, 20, 21, 22 so many times, I've started to feel so much more older than what I am right now. And I'm thinking कि 6 साल
Years
पहले
with
मिला था,
you.
and frankly speaking, you look exactly the same 6 years you used to look like. You haven't
Ah,
changed a bit. And look at me, I've got so many gray hair. I can't even count them anymore.
you
I've
don't,
got
you don't.
bundles of them.
No, I
Uh,
can't see any of them. And secondly, you
Uh,
look
that is
young.
that's why the dim light. That's why the dim light. I've purposely kept the light low so that you don't see it. But on a serious note, you have traveled so much. Before I go into the seriousness of how the businesses are being run in India, या जो भी तरीका होता है उनको run करने का, I want to understand the psychic behind it. You have traveled so much. The people that you have worked with abroad and the people you work with in India, both as clients and just as an observer when you interact. Do you see a difference between cultural ethos of how Indians perceive image consultancy or etiquette training? And we are talking about some high class people that you train. You're not dealing with a person like me who's a regular guy, but someone who's rich, who's classy, and those kind of crowd. Do you see a cultural ethos in terms of how they are open to accepting what you
Oh
have
yeah,
to teach?
absolutely. To be very honest, if I can be honest with you, I didn't start Savoir Faire Academy thinking the top league industrialist and their
Hmm.
children will come to me. I didn't think. I thought, okay, it is for the new entrepreneurs, who would like the refinement, etc. But savoir faire is more accepted, and all my private
Hmm.
clients are from industrialist families and the top league business families. In fact, when I started savoir faire, I didn't think they would appreciate it more than the new new business families, because I actually started it for the upper middle class,
Hmm.
the business families. But I most of my clients, when they come to me, I'm like thinking to myself, they don't need it. They are already too refined. They are already very sophisticated. And you know what I mean? They are the one who enjoys it the most. They come with great questions, and then because I train on advanced level of dining etiquette or cultural awareness, sometimes
Hmm.
they come to me uh, for a understanding that whatever they know, if it is right or wrong, because
Okay.
they can't talk about it to everybody else, and they don't have the time to go back to a finishing school and start the whole process. They're very senior
Hmm.
people. you know
Hmm.
I have one of my clients who's 75 years old. He absolutely thrives on etiquette. He loves etiquette. He's so passionate about dining etiquette and wine appreciation, business etiquette, communication skills. I get clients from all walks of life. And I think the elite appreciates it even more.
Now I can see the rings on your hand with a lot of diamonds, I think. Once you came out of the diamond market, once you started off, that which was just people wanting you because you
I
had
have got
something
nothing to
extra
do with
in
the
you.
diamond industry anymore. My mother
I know.
was some hard
I know.
work there.
So once you came out of that kind of clientele, wherein the diamond industry basically gave you a spot to start off with, when you came onto to the new variety of clients, did you face any kind of fear or any kind of hesitation in terms of, okay, that was something different, this is
No.
something new, I need to
No.
pull my game up or something like that?
In fact, the top league industrialist appreciates our Fire Academy even more.
Okay.
Some of the politicians, they really really enjoys it. The
Hmm.
diamond merchants, they didn't really understand it very much. In fact, I mean, I started it with the thought process that okay, it's a big market to tap,
Hmm.
but my revenue started coming from other industries, not literally from diamond. That was my thought
Hmm.
process. I started it with that, thinking,
Hmm.
okay, maybe one merchants have put a request, the other one, okay, so let me start Savoir Academy. And then I tapped the diamond market big time on the first year. But it didn't really give me that much revenue. The real appreciation came from top league industrialist. I do have
Okay.
clients in diamond industries as well, but I think the real appreciation comes from absolute top league industrialists. They superbly, they love it, and they appreciate it. They understand the value of social refinement. They
Hmm.
understand the value of image transformation, cultural awareness, because see, they are also traveling to World Economic Forum. They are also interacting with international executives, international political people, diplomats. So obviously, they enjoy it and they appreciate it a lot more. The business family kids, some of the very high level executives send their children to me who are actually my age, um, but they understand the importance of it. Not many people understand the importance of
Hmm.
it. So
Now, as it is, it's tough being an entrepreneur, be it whatever economy, be it a third world country which we are, or be it a developed country which you have traveled to. What kind of challenges, if at all any? Frankly speaking, I don't know with a person as talented as you would face any kind of challenge, but if at all there were challenges when you started off your business, what were those challenges and how did you tackle them? Because for any entrepreneur journey, irrespective, I'm contradicting myself over here, but irrespective irrespective of the talent, you do find it a bit challenging when you start off for the first time.
India is anything but a third world country anymore. Let me tell you that it's exponentially growing. It's
Hmm.
thriving on an international market. Uh, it's India is cash rich, and it's thriving internationally. Trust me. I have clients, private clients, even abroad. A lot of my clients come from Singapore, come
Hmm.
from London. They come to Bombay for a few sessions, and they come every few months to renew their sessions, etc. But I think India is doing superbly well. The only challenge I faced when I was starting Savoir Faire Academy, I was starting for uh, everybody. you
Hmm.
know I faced huge challenge because it is, after all, a very price sensitive country. But you
Hmm.
see, in today's world, everything is price sensitive. Even if I do business in London, London is price sensitive. Even if I do business in America, even that is price sensitive. But yes, what I have to do, what I have an understanding that I have realized, that I can't cater to everybody. Luxury, it is a
Hmm.
luxury finishing school. Luxury
Hmm.
cannot it you know people either value luxury or they can't afford it. So it's something, an understanding, a demon that I had to exercise. But
Hmm.
I'm all right with it. Sometimes the revenue is down, sometimes the revenue is up. During COVID, we did very well because I started my virtual sessions. It's
Hmm.
again, the world is changing, and we are recognizing the new world through virtual business. And this is something that I have realized during COVID, and it's a new form of training that we started, slightly less expensive than our private session. Did fabulously well, and then I'm back to business. Now everybody wants private sessions. At
Hmm.
least uh, the clientele that I catered to.
How do you go about training two different kind of people? Let's say what, let's say one is a superstar's kid, and let's say one is a politician from UP who wants a complete image makeover, or how to appear in public, how to talk in public. How do you go about channelizing or deciding who needs what, and how do you design your things? Everything is
We do
personalized, I believe.
absolutely. It's bespoke, and we do something called a lifestyle analysis,
Hmm.
understanding what the person may need. They may not need image transformation, but they need public speaking skills or framing of language or
Hmm.
communication, stuff like that, business etiquette, perhaps, body language, huge, huge
Hmm.
with political crowd, you see. Um,
Right.
so I think everything is bespoke. We don't offer anything less than 21 session because the
Okay.
transition and the transformation is guaranteed only after 21 session. Bespoke,
Hmm.
totally private one-on-one with me. I operate out of the Trident BKC, and right now we're operating out of the Trident Ironman Point.
Okay.
But I'll tell you one thing, all these successful people have one thing in common, and that is humility. They are very
Hmm.
humble. They are very, very kind. They are not at all they do not come with any air. They come to a teacher, a consultant, and I cater to clients who are probably my father's age or my grandparents' age, but they come with the notion, okay, she's an etiquette consultant and I'm going there to learn. So they
Hmm.
leave their inhibitions outside and then they come to Savoir-Faire Academy. I have dealt with so many very, very successful people, and I've seen that they are so humble and they have no airs about that, oh, I know it all. And
Hmm.
it's fun interacting. I get to learn so much from them. I get to learn about leadership skills. I get to learn a very important thing, that the importance of being humble. Humility is the ultimate sophistication. And I think that the success, the people with success know it very much.
Is there a word called disaster management in your vocabulary, in your courses that you teach? Is there a word, disaster
We,
management?
we teach a lot about conflict resolution, though.
Okay, let me put you in a spot यहाँ पे. If at all you had to provide some sort of, if you had a magic wand, or if you could do something for, let's say, a person like, let's say, Aryan Khan, who was recently in news because he got arrested, and the public image basically took a little क्या बहुत बड़ा dent पड़ा है इसके ऊपर. How, if at all, do you take cases like these wherein you repair the PR image of a person,
No,
or that is not something that you go into?
no.
Great.
Suburb has
I'm very.
nothing to do with PR, but
Hmm.
we train the client in a way that they have to understand the value of personal branding, which comes with
Hmm.
four key points. That's credibility, efficiency, likability, and trustworthiness.
Hmm.
To
Hmm.
revamp the image takes a bit of
Hmm.
a time, but with
Hmm.
consistency, it is very well achievable. Aryan is just a kid, and
Hmm.
and he's a polished kid. And I think whatever happened, I'm not sure what is the veracity of the truth, but I'm
Hmm.
sure if he has a consistent behavior after a certain amount of time, people will recognize who he truly is.
You used the word efficiency, and I actually read one of your articles today itself, and you talked about employee efficiency. How do you define that? What exactly does it entail? Is it limited to only people who are working, or does the branch reaches to the employer also?
Anybody who are in the professional world. The four skills, the four key points in personal branding are credibility, if you're good at your job, how credible you are;
Hmm.
efficiency,
Hmm.
how efficiently on time you're delivering whatever you asked for;
Hmm.
trustworthiness and likability comes after efficiency and credibility, because if you're efficient, if you're credible, and if you're efficient, trustworthiness comes automatically. People tend to trust you more if you're credible and efficient. And if
Hmm.
three of these skills are going hand in hand with you, which is you're credible, efficient, and trustworthiness, the likability factor comes immediately. So you are likable automatically if you're good at your job, if you're efficient, if people can depend on you, and
Hmm.
if you are trust plays a very big factor in business in general, right?
Hmm.
And how does trust come? Trust comes with consistency. Trust comes with a certain behavior. Trust comes with not being a rebel. A lot of youngsters must know that. Business is all about negotiation with soft skills. Business is all about You do business psychologically more than anything else. You see, that's one thing I think uh, people of my generation should know. Business is done
You
with a lot of patience, a lot of discipline. We have to go back and understand what our grandfathers used to teach us, which is discipline,
hmm,
which is
hmm,
a drop of honey in negotiation.
hmm,
I think the most cases that we deal with when it comes to young people joining business, their rebelliousness, their lack of patience, their lack of discipline. People of my generation wake up at 11 o'clock in the morning and they go to office at 1 o'clock. You can't afford to do that, you see. That's why the board will recognize your worth first if you're disciplined, if you are in align with the previous generation. No?
I'm glad that I don't work for anyone because I also get up at around 11 in the morning. That is, and that's because I sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning after finishing of all the shoots
And
for the
you're from
next
the
day.
creative world. And you're from the creative world, which is fantastic. You see, the good part about any work, as long as you
Hmm,
deliver and you deliver on time, it doesn't matter how, which timing you operate from,
true,
right?
true,
And
true,
you're in the creative world, you finish your work and then you can sleep and you can wake up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon if you want. But as long as the work is done. And a lot of creative
true.
people from the Bollywood industry, from the advertisement industry, they have a very similar. So it's not like your board meeting is starting at 9 o'clock. If it is, I'm sure you will be there.
Absolutely. Now, when we talked about efficiency, you used a very, I wouldn't say a strong word, but a very profound word. So business is run psychologically. Now, that psychology in that funding plays a very major role. Funding has always been a major issue once someone starts to start off a business. Did you put your
Absolutely.
own money into your business, or did you go negotiate for someone to come on board as an investor?
No, I had no investor at all. In fact, Sabo Fair Academy was and always has been my private fund. I
Hmm.
put my wedding fund that
Oh
was saved
wow.
for my wedding in Sabo Fair Academy, and my mother was livid about it, but I'm sure it's okay.
Does that mean you are still unmarried?
Yes, I am.
So the guys who are watching this video right now, you know where to reach her. But even
Oh,
to
please
get
don't
a
say so.
meeting with her, you'll have to shell out a lot of money to get a consultation session.
Oh,
So
no,
be
no, no,
so
no.
be ready to do that.
Marriage has got nothing to do with it. Why would a boy need to consult me to meet me? Not at all. I mean, yeah. It's
But
not a
but
lot of money.
but jokes apart, if at all you would have to advise someone, in terms of let's say someone comes to you besides teaching besides wanting to learn the etiquettes of business or image makeover, if they come to you in terms of how to improve their negotiation skills, because obviously that also comes into behavioral management, how would you guide them in terms of if they're looking for going to, maybe they're going to meet an investor for
Mm,
asking for money कि मेरे
very
business में पैसा लगाओ,
yeah.
how would you go about talking to such a personality?
Yeah. No, so I was training one of the young venture cap, and he's
Hmm.
raising his funds, fintech industry. And I think one thing you have to know that one little tip I'll give you. You have to learn to dress according to the situation.
Hmm.
We call it situational dressing. We do business with, visual impact plays a very important role in doing business. So when we teach the whole circle of visual impact, 38% is visual, followed by some amount is vocal, which is your body language, your communication, and only 7% is what you're pitching. So you're
Okay.
pitching etiquette, or you're pitching finance, or you're pitching
Hmm.
uh, your fintech, whatever it is. People will pay attention to you, that sorry people will pay
Hmm.
attention to that context that you're pitching. If they like you visually, number one, because trust factor plays hugely in visual. If they sort of grow some amount of faith in your credibility. So if you
Okay.
look the part, if you look like a successful businessman, then people will perceive you to be a successful businessman. If you look dowdy and unsophisticated, you will
Hmm.
get some time to reach there. So when it comes to raising funds, it is very important that you know the importance of color psychology. We train. So if I see a client of mine who has a little bit less authoritative personality, we put them in high contrast color combination, because visually
Okay.
you become more credible. Um, if you become credible and more authoritative if you wear high contrast color combination. Similarly,
Okay.
if I'm training a young boy who's taking
Hmm.
over dad's business or being introduced, then again high contrast. Similarly, if I see somebody whose body language is quite authoritative, self-made businessman, you know what I mean, like already quite aggressive, then we put them
Hmm.
in middle, medium contrast, because medium contrast is psychologically you put more faith in it, so we put them like in a blue, light blue, dark blue contrast, you know of
Okay.
color
So
psychology. Interesting, basically.
so color plays a very important role. Now, yours is a one of a kind academy in India. A lot of people, I won't even compare it with anyone, frankly speaking, because it's a different league altogether. It caters to a different set of people altogether. Having said that, a different style of business that you decided to start off like 7 8 years back, what do you think gives you an edge over, maybe if at all someone exists like you, which I'm not even aware of, frankly speaking? I don't even think someone exists. But even if someone exists, or if someone wants to come into the market, what do you think gives you a little edge as a businesswoman over the other people who are there or want to come maybe in the future?
No, no. There are many, many etiquette consultants who are catering very beautifully. But how
Hmm.
savoir-faire is different, because we know what we are basically. We do for image transformation plus social
Hmm.
etiquette and plus business etiquette. So we cater to a wider audience, and we cater to bespoke module. We guarantee the transformation. If somebody is
Hmm.
just coming for just image transformation, we
Okay.
guarantee that transformation with a post transformation photo shoot. Okay,
Hmm.
there are a lot of recordings. There are a lot of uh, you know homework, and everything is been done back and forth. It's not like
Right.
21 sessions are over and goodbye to each. I mentor my clients. Even
Okay.
if they come back to me 2 years later, I will offer a session complimentary just to understand, how the progress has been. So savoir-faire is niche. It is quite personalized, and it is a luxury finishing school.
Hmm.
Whatever we are offering is on an advanced level. So we don't really
Okay.
teach on a very, very basic level.
Now, I know you have to go to a different meeting, another meeting, and I have kept my eyes on the watch very carefully. I will ask you one more question though.
Yes.
Since we are doing it on the occasion of Women's Day, which is tomorrow, but we are shooting it today. It's a pre-recorded session that people are watching right now. What would be a message that you would want to give women across the globe right now? One message, whatever that comes to your mind right now.
Have a career. Just have a career. It is transformative psychologically, emotionally, and success comes with time. Don't wait to be successful. I'm not successful. No, it success is something that it is very different for different people.
Hmm.
um, but have a career. It is so, so important, because when a woman is working, that transforms everything. And remember, a career is not a hobby. If your business is not making revenue, it's a hobby. It's not a
Hmm.
career. So don't do it as a hobby, investing your dad's money or husband's money. That's a hobby. Your business has to make revenue. Otherwise, it's not a business. You see? If you're paying employees from your private funds, then it's a hobby. It's not a business. And I think that's one understanding women understood. But most importantly, start a career. Don't do nothing. You know what I mean? When every morning I wake up, forget about it. I have sleep issues because of my business. You see, I am always wondering, how to scale up my revenue. But you see, I was a little crazy about revenue building 2 years ago, but now I've exercised my demons and I'm like, okay, let me just do business peacefully. But I think one message I want to tell every single girl is please have a career. It doesn't matter what you do, whatever you're passionate about, have a career. And that's the only message I would like.
We will talk offline in terms of how to exorcise those demons जहाँ पे पैसे की बात आती है because my sleep pattern is also messed up because of that only कि कैसे scale up किया जाए कैसे इसको और आगे करके लेके जाए
Okay, and
but
then COVID
Konkana
business hit you. My business was shattered in COVID, and I thought maybe I'll have to stop some of our academy. But I'll tell you one thing: you have to just be creative. With virtual session,
true
I made more revenue than private clients
true
during COVID. I did fabulously well. Thankfully, the important thing is work. You should not be not working. Okay,
true
revenue will come, but mentally you'll be fit if you're working. So during the COVID, when I was under tremendous pressure, maybe I'll have to shut somewhere. How can I manage the employees? How can I pay
hmm.
salary? Then I realized we just have to be creative. And the international clientele who sort of called us and we couldn't cater to them, we sent them an email that we are doing virtual sessions. And I'm a techno retard, Sandeep, I'm a techno retard. You know, so how long I took to get into this call with you. So
Yep.
I have a good team, and they taught me this how to do the Zoom session, and I did it very, very successfully. My Singapore clients, my clients from South Africa, my clients from London. Not only I catered to them in a very amazing manner. I learned so much about virtual session. I learned another stream of business that I have organized, and I will continue
Okay.
to do so. And it kept me busy. That's the most important part. It kept me busy. I was working, and that is the most important thing for me.
True. Konkana, it's been a pleasure. I know it's been long overdue. मैंने आपको काफी सालों पहले बोला था we will do an interview and for some reason we just lost touch in between. But it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you today, and I wish you a lot of success,
Oh, thank
much
you
more,
so
much more, much more money, and get married soon so that I can come and eat at your wedding. I will
much.
not bring a gift. I will not bring a gift though. I
Find
might take a
eligible
gift
boy and
from
I
you.
will.
Anyways, thank you, Konkana. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Thank
your
you,
time.
Sandeep. I'm very proud of you and congratulations for StyleRug. I think it has always been doing fabulously well and you are
Thank
doing
you.
so well. And I'm very, very proud of you and we should be in touch.
Definitely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too.